So if you ask someone for Netflix recommendations, you'll probably get all these US TV shows, right? Stranger Things, Umbrella Academy, Dynasty, but I'm sure you'll get this recommendation as well. It's a K-drama called Crash Landing on You. So if you haven't heard about this, either you live under a rock or wala kang tita. So it is the highest rated TVN drama and the third highest rated Korean drama in television history. Sobrang laking hit to sa Singapore, sa Malaysia, sa Japan, and of course here in the country, massive siya as well. So big in fact that Hyun Bin, who plays Captain Ri in the show, is actually right now an ambassador for both Smart and for Bench. But wait, don't we have our own Teleseryes stars to be endorsers for these brands? Why does Hyun Bin have to be here and do these things? Or if you go even further, why did Crash Landing on You reach so much international acclaim while our shows here, parang they just stay in the country? Pag-usapin natin yan. So to talk about this problem, I feel like we need to talk about a show here and then a show there. So obviously spoiler warnings for both Crash Landing on You and for On the Wings of Love. Crash Landing on You is about a South Korean woman who accidentally crash lands into North Korea and into the arms of a handsome military captain. At its heart, it's a story of a girl in an unfamiliar territory and a guy who is forced to help her navigate it. The story then flips on its axis when the guy has to follow her back home and she becomes the person who helps him navigate. Ang On the Wings of Love naman ay about a girl named Leia who goes to the US in hopes of sending back money to her struggling family. There, she is forced to marry Clark to continue working in the US. When you think about it, it's also a story of a girl in an unfamiliar territory and a guy who is forced to help her navigate it. The story also flips on its axis when the guy has to follow the girl back home and she becomes the person who helps him navigate. So what am I trying to say? Di ko sinasabi na one ripped off the other. They're both actually inspired by true events. OTWOL was inspired by Coco Martin and his experiences as an OFW, and Crash Landing on You was inspired by an actress named Jung Yang and her experiences. I'm trying to say that both are pretty compelling stories, so why was James Reid never the ambassador for KT Corporation the same way Hyun Bin is for Smart? Why did OTWOL never reach the same heights despite having a great director, a similar story, and a star-studded cast? I know it's easy to say that the quality of CLOY is just a lot better. But why is the quality better? I feel like the problem lies in the format. Crash Landing on You consists of 16 episodes that are around 100 minutes long. On the Wings of Love consists of 145 episodes that are around 30 minutes long. So if you're going to take a story and you're going to stretch it to 145 episodes, of course the quality is going to suffer. Now before you attack me in the comments, I'm not saying that we should just throw away this format. You know, there are shows that do this and that work incredibly well. Take a look at Ang Provinciano, that's well into its 1000th episode, right? And even some K-dramas follow this formula. They have shows that show 5 days a week, just like we do. I'm just trying to say that not every teleserye has to follow this format. So imagine if instead of 5 episodes a week, OTWOL did 2 episodes a week. Imagine all the extra time you have to write, to rehearse, and to just make the show better in general. I'm not saying that all Philippine shows have to follow this format. I just feel like some shows, OTWOL included, could have benefited from deviating from this formula. So I think both shows are just pretty good in their own right. But what separates good from great to amazing may be well within our grasp. So that's it for now. If you like this video, please do consider subscribing. I try to release videos every Thursday, so please do check them out. But if you want to see more of me, click over here, I think, or maybe over here. Maybe here also, or here. And don't forget to ring that bell. I love y'all.